Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. Flags waving and sirens blaring are iconic features of ceremonial parades and presidential motorcades, where pageantry meets precision security. These carefully choreographed convoys are more than displays of power. They are complex operations designed to safeguard the nation's highest office. The practice dates back to the early 1900s, when President Theodore Roosevelt became the first to ride in an official automobile, marking the beginning of a tradition that evolved alongside automotive and security technology. By the mid-20th century, especially after World War II, presidential vehicles underwent dramatic upgrades, transforming from simple cars into mobile fortresses. The addition of armored limousines, thick bulletproof glass, and hermetically sealed cabins introduced new standards of protection. The latest iteration, famously known as the Beast, represents the pinnacle of this evolution. Custom built by Cadillac, it combines layers of steel, aluminum, and ceramic armor with defensive countermeasures rivaling military-grade vehicles. Beyond protection, it serves as a mobile medical unit, carrying emergency equipment and blood supplies matching the president's type. Yet the Beast is only one element of the spectacle. The full motorcade, often 40 to 50 vehicles strong, includes SUVs, decoys, communications vehicles, press vans, and support units. It transports not only the president, but also family members, Secret Service teams, White House staff, and VIP guests. This protocol is defined and regulated by the Secret Service by being one of the main actors in the caravan when executing logistics and implementing security measures. These services go beyond national affairs by also managing the movements of the country's senior officials when they travel abroad to attend events, such as the G7 summit. In those cases, the Secret Service has the Air Force at its disposal to transport its equipment and personnel. Heavy cargo, such as official vehicles or communication gear, is transported using specialized aircraft such as the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III. This ensures that the equipment remains under constant surveillance and is protected from potential threats throughout the journey. In any case, whether abroad or locally, the organization of the presidential motorcade follows a defined structure maintained by the Secret Service and other government members. A route car and pilot car drive at the front of the entire motorcade to check the scheduled route in real time and help provide additional navigation to the fleet in case of any emergency changes. They are followed up by the lead car, who works as the brain of the operation and is the decision maker for the pack. All these vehicles are accompanied by law enforcement vehicles, also known as sweepers, usually police motorcycles and patrol cars. They keep the road clear so the motorcade can maintain a constant speed. The White House Advance Team is responsible for planning every scheduling of the president's trips at home and abroad in great detail. To achieve this, the team makes a survey trip, usually a month before the actual visit, to meet the foreign officials. A site survey is made to select all the potential locations the president could visit, creating the base schedule. Throughout this procedure, 13 to 15 White House agencies contribute to the plans, including communications, press, public liaison offices, and, as with any event involving the White House high-ups, the Secret Service. Once the president's travel itinerary is established, an advance team arrives at the locations to stay until the arrival of the main group. As a final procedure in the scheduling, the military office plans arrangements for Air Force One, the presidential helicopters, and the limousines, with the Secret Service establishing the motorcade routes. Thus, for these high-profile trips, one of the most vital assets is Air Force One, the official call sign for any U.S. Air Force aircraft carrying the President of the United States. The use of airplanes for presidential transport began in 1933, when Franklin D. Roosevelt flew aboard a Douglas Dolphin amphibious aircraft. The post-war years brought rapid advancements in aviation. Jet engines soon replaced piston-powered designs, marking a major leap in speed and safety. With the arrival of jet airliners, Boeing became one of the main suppliers of presidential aircraft from the 1962 to the present. These planes started to receive the term SAM, or Special Air Mission, when the president was not in the airplane. For example, the latest plane used by Air Force One is the Boeing VC-25, a heavily modified 747-200B, and is codenamed SAM 28000. Still, among all the aircraft used as presidential transportation, one of the most emblematic is the historic SAM 26000. A modified Boeing 707 carried 8 presidents, from Kennedy to Clinton, and played an important role as a national symbol of the Cold War. Its iconic fuselage color design was developed by First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy and famous industrial designer Raymond Loewy.
The assassination has a lot to do with the impact of Kennedy's involvement with the airplane. Of course, the assassination is a big part of it. And it's associated a lot with Kennedy because Mrs. Kennedy was involved in the design of it. It still remains the same. The pattern of even on the 747, the pattern pretty much resembles what this airplane looks like.
Its interior was equipped with all the necessary instruments for the president to carry out his job while flying. The cockpit held storage spaces for equipment, including firearms, and a safe for nuclear codes. A communication station allowed the president and other key figures to communicate globally, while its presidential galley was used as a catering area for the president and his staff. Those features and a few technological improvements allowed the SAM 26000 to symbolize American diplomacy and power. While Air Force One is the iconic symbol of the president in the air, it has not been the only means of air transportation used. Marine One is the call sign of any helicopter used to carry the president on short trips. Marine Helicopter Squadron 1, known as HMX-1, is tasked with transporting the president and vice president aboard the iconic Marine One helicopter. The first helicopters did not offer many advantages. However, the later versions became more useful. The latest aircraft can fly more than 150 miles per hour, featuring ballistic armor and anti-missile countermeasures. This is enhanced by their electromagnetic pulse protection in the event of a nuclear explosion. These characteristics of Marine One make the HMX one of the most relevant teams for the White House. HMX pilots receive special training to have the finest personnel to operate the aircraft. They become caretakers of this presidential asset and lead a group of 20 to 25 Marines.
Pilots getting to come here, I think, really get to experience marine aviation the way that you thought it was going to be when you're in flight school. You show up as a captain or a major, and once you become qualified in the helicopters, you have the potential to take those helicopters on the road by yourself as the OIC for a trip to, anywhere here in the United States.
Besides taking care of the logistics related to the helicopter, the team also focuses on the maintenance operations of the helicopters. With their maintenance center in Quantico, the crew can work on almost any aircraft. The United States generally does its best to transport foreign dignitaries and other VIPs in both safety and style. For this reason, the government has invested in a series of Gulfstream C-37 aircraft they can use to ferry personnel around the country. The typical C-37 is a business-class private jet. They are roughly 96 feet long and can carry between 15 and 19 passengers. The means of transportation used by the president are not only a means for the president to reach a destination, but are also a symbol of diplomatic power. The importance of these vehicles has resulted in the implementation of new technology in defense and communication issues. This reflects the commitment to presidential security that defines the United States' leadership role on the world stage. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.